Marlon, what do you think about Charlie Hebdo? What's your thoughts?
Charlie. Well, all I can say is,
Did it make you sad?
I'm sorry?
Did it make you sad?
Make me sad when there's innocent people die. You know?
Do you think their cartoons were insulting to Muslims, to Islam?
Of course.
Well, you do. But do you believe it's freedom of speech?
It is a freedom of speech, but you must be responsible. You know, you can't abuse freedom of speech. Right?
To do dangerous things, incitement.
Exactly. If I say to you right now a bad thing about you, you're gonna feel bad, right? If I insult you right
But that's
now,
freedom of speech.
that's freedom of speech.
I'm not allowed to hit you or anything like that.
You know, but
I
still,
do like-
you're gonna feel bad, right?
So it's up to you, the individual, to be careful.
You have to be responsible, because that's about morality.
And you don't think the cartoonists did that.
I'm sorry?
You don't think the cartoonists did that. They were not responsible,
I don't think so.
even though they expressed freedom of speech.
Of course.
Why do you think they want to insult Muhammad?
If you remember, I remember when Beatles came out, they were popular.
Yeah, they said they're greater than God,
They
Jesus.
said they were more popular than Jesus.
Then he had
You
to-
see what happened?
He got in trouble.
They got in trouble. All the fans came out.
Yeah.
They were breaking their
Right.
albums and stuff.
So he was doing freedom of speech,
He was doing freedom of speech, but
but he was forced to apologize.
you gotta be responsible.
Right. But these guys never apologize.
Because in a way they're right, but still,
Yeah.
freedom of speech is absolute, right? But still, you gotta be
So
responsible.
then the question is, do you think that in the West, people are allowed to get away with insulting
I don't think
Muslims?
so.
You think there's a double standard?
Yeah, there is sometimes. You know.
Do you think that happened in this case?
So I mean, you can't really say, especially about religion.
Right.
You can't do that.
Especially these are people who are living in ghettos and they don't have much, right?
Forget about ghetto. It's not about ghetto
Well,
and stuff like that.
You're insulting the religion and culture of a people who
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to tell
are
you.
living kind of in a down
I'm
lifestyle
sure
there.
that people are not in ghetto. People in the suburbs. People who's living. They just don't want to see something.
Right.
I'm sure they're hurt about it because that's their God. You know, that's the way they believe it.
So why do you think the cartoonists were doing it?
I have no idea. I can't really tell. I cannot speak for themselves.
Would you say that they're racist?
I can't see that.
Yeah.
You know.
So why did all the world leaders show up?
You know.
I mean, other people die and stuff, they never show up, but they showed up for
All I
this.
know, Barack Obama didn't show up.
Neither did John Kerry.
Nobody
Neither did Biden.
Nobody show up in.
But guess what? Biden is going to show up at the funeral of the Saudi king.
Oh, they already buried him. I didn't see Biden.
No, he's going to show up in Saudi Arabia, though, for the king, the funeral of the king.
Oh, he already buried. The king already buried.
Huh?
Yeah,
What are you talking about?
the king buried already. They're Muslim.
No, but there's some ceremony he's going to show
you're
up.
talking some kind of memorial.
Cameron, Holland, Prince Charles is going.
Some kind of memorial, right?
Yeah. But this is one of the worst countries in the world. And yet these people are showing up. What's going on? Is this something to do with MONEY?
It's all about OIL.
Well, that translates to MONEY.
That's right.
You know, in Britain, they flew the flags at half-mast. That's outrageous. You know, Christians aren't allowed to even do anything in Saudi Arabia. What's going on? A lot of British people are upset about that.
Oh, yeah?
Well, I mean, you know, women can't even drive over there. The British flew the flags at half-mast. Because there's so much Saudi money in their economy, right? It's unbelievable, isn't it?
It is.
Plus all the money that Saudi Arabia put into Wahhabi, spreading it, $100 billion the last 30 years. And that's where all the terrorism comes from. ISIS and Al-Qaeda, it's all Wahhabi, right? But nobody seems to mention that, and the king died. New York Times called the king shrewd. Financial Times said the new guy coming in is a hardworking traditionalist. And the Hindu, Indian newspaper, said the new guy is a women's rights advocate.
Oh, really?
This is bullshit, isn't it? None of it's true. It's one of the most conservative.
We'll see how he gonna govern, but they're changing a little bit
Very little. They were beating a guy in the street with the whip.
because of the young guys, the young population in Saudi Arabia.
They were beating a guy with a whip. 50 lashes a day. U.S. had to call and get it canceled. How have they changed? Women still can't drive. There's no elections.
And they vote.
They're changing it. There's no elections. What do you mean, can they vote? There's no elections. Think about that. They have no elections, and Britain flew the flag at half-mast. Something very funny going on, Marlon. I think it's money's the biggest influence in everything about human rights, right?
Well,
They're talking about human rights in North Korea, right? In Syria, in Iran, but not in Saudi Arabia. And Saudi Arabia is worse than all those countries. It seems like it's hypocrisy, Marlon. You know what I'm saying?
I understand what you say.
And I don't understand. If you're journalism, you're supposed to be journalism. You're not supposed to be. You're supposed to tell the truth. You're not supposed to reflect the interests of the Pentagon and all this stuff. The New York Times called the guy shrewd. Of all the things you could call him,
Well, that's
would that be?
New York Times says that, you know, that's
But that just shows they chose to call him shrewd.
that's kind of like a testament.
Well, it's also kind of like they don't want to call him all the other things that I just said. They want to call him something else because they're also controlled by power and money, right?
Yeah.
No journalism left, it looks like, except people like me. Right?
That's right.
Because I don't get paid by the powerful, like the New York Times, Washington Post.
Well, we'll see. We'll see the new guys.
Israelis,
We'll see the new guys. See what happens.
two Israeli presidents, Rivlin and Perez, who's retired, they both call the guy a very wise man. That's what they called him. A very wise man.
Was it really wise, man?
No, but, well, for them, because of the business interests. But 88 people have been beheaded in 2014.
How many?
88.
Wow, that's a lot.
You get whipped, you get your hand cut off, women can't drive. And the Israelis said he's very wise. It's very funny how all these different powerful countries lining up, saying nice things about him. At the same time, they're also doing a lot of business with him, with the country. It seems like hypocrisy and double standards, Marlon. You agree?
I agree with you. 100%.
All right, thank you.